Right now, there's a study out of Columbia University and the Disease Control Center up there. They pointed out that if he had listened to me and others and acted just 1 week earlier to deal with this virus, there'd be 36,000 fewer people dead. 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 And you guys are wondering what's he doing? Come on, man. Get a life. Get a life. This guy has been incredibly terrible.
Don't you gotta love Joe Biden.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Morning, guys. I'm going to be talking about Jeff Sessions versus Donald Trump. They're having a little feud right now. And of course, Joe Biden versus Charlamagne, the son of Satan. He calls himself the God. They're being ridiculous, and I will be taking your calls.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, what's up, guys? I am James Hake. This is Sunday, May 24th, 2020, and it is Memorial Day weekend, guys. That means tomorrow is Memorial Day observed for years. Since like the 1800s, Memorial Day was May 30th, up until 1970, which was yet another year in the decline of America, right? Then it was the last Monday of May. And believe it or not, tomorrow is the last Monday of May. So remember to, if you're going to get the day off, or if you're going to get like a half day or whatever like us, then remember the fallen soldiers, right? I remember there was a guy who was in my class in high school. He was like a Hispanic guy. He was a Hispanic guy. Everybody liked him. He was just a nice guy. I don't even know if I ever talked to him, but I knew of him as like being one of the good kids, right? Maybe even like a better kid than me. And I'm white. And I was a good kid. But anyways, this guy, he went over to Iraq, right? And some kind of crazy thing happened. I think it was a freak incident with a Jeep or some sort of American vehicle. He got in a car accident and died. Crazy, huh? Well, I guess Memorial Day is for people like him as well. Fallen soldier, right? What a mess. He was a graduate. He was a class of 1999, if I remember correctly. And there have been other guys that have, some who've died. Most of them lived. I knew a lot of guys that went into the military. But anyways, such a mess. Thank God that we have President Trump in office. I think he has probably saved a lot of American lives because Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama were bad. They brought major military lives lost to American lives. They killed a lot. I mean, they were responsible for the deaths of a lot of American lives. Hillary and Obama, the co-founders of ISIS, you may recall. They're really evil. And so I'm glad that Trump is in office for many reasons. And one of those reasons is that I can generally trust him to want to do the right thing, to want to and actually make pretty sane decisions. Even if he has people in office, such as John Bolton for a little while, that you don't like or trust, right? A lot of you nationalists don't like these guys that people call them neocons. They like to get into wars and mess. And even George W. Bush may not have been the best. May not have been the best, right? It might be an understatement. But George W. Bush, what a mess. I heard, did any of the Bushes other than the Hispanic one vote for Trump? There was a Hispanic nephew who's a Bush who voted for Trump. Supports Trump. appreciate you for joining Mr. Adam over on all that stuff on Twitch. So anyways, guys, it's Memorial Day. Right on to the fallen soldiers, right? I'm wearing a prototype of Jesse Lee Peterson's Jesse Lee Peterson Teespring store T-shirt. It is not yet available, right? I'm kind of wearing it just to see what it looks like on camera and stuff. It says "Uniting the Races with Truth," and then it's interrupted by Jesse Lee Peterson. Instead of dividing them with lies, unlike Charlamagne the God, so-called God, right? And who's a black guy on radio, and Joe Biden, former vice president, disgraceful vice president under Obama. And before that, he was a senator, and he was a phony. I watched the Clarence Thomas movie, the film called Created Equal, Clarence Thomas in his own words. And Joe Biden was posturing and phony even back then. What a mess. And so, ridiculous. I'm going to get to more of the Joe Biden clips, but I was a little bit late in streaming this morning. Normally, I like to stream. Well, wasn't late. I was on time, right? But normally, I like to stream a lot earlier. But I was a little distracted. I came in. My back is a little uncomfortable for the weekend, and then I come across this news. Actually, a tip from Jesse's social media guy. Shout out to Chris, the white man. Alan West in a motorcycle crash. Did you guys hear about this? Well, it just happened yesterday, I guess. Former Representative Alan West. He's black. Look him up. Google him because this is a good guy. Out of Florida. He was a representative out of Florida, right? He was hurt in a motorcycle crash. His wife posted on Facebook that it happened outside Waco, Texas. And he was in the emergency room, according to a Fox News radio tweet this Saturday, early evening, yesterday. There were no details on his condition at first, right? Alan West is running for chair of the Republican Party of Texas, which would be excellent, right? Because the Democrats have been fighting forever to turn Texas blue, meaning turn it against America. Texas is one of the more pro-America states. But, I mean, I guess they're resting on their laurels or whatever. Well, the evil New York Daily News, here's Alan West. Headline says, former Congressman Alan West injured in Texas motorcycle accident after coronavirus protest ride. This man is 59 years old, Alan West. He was driving back from the Free Texas rally in Austin when a car cut him off, and another motorcyclist too, just outside of Waco, according to a statement from his office on Sunday. And the driver braked, which is so common. I don't know if that's a malicious brake or it's just incompetence. I don't know. Causing both motorcyclists to collide with each other, I don't know, or with the car, I don't know. And he said in a statement, West said in a statement, "I'm alive by the grace of God." Alan West's team, this man has been on the Jesse Lee Peterson show multiple times. They've appeared together at Tea Party rallies and things. They've been fighting for what's right for a while. Alan West's team tweeted, Lieutenant Colonel West is resting and in stable condition. That's good news. We anticipate him being released tomorrow and headed home. Released from the hospital. Thank you for your prayers and support. He will be taking a week off to recoup and looks forward to seeing you all again soon. Hashtag prayers for Alan. Yeah, there's a picture of Alan West. You want to grab it? You can just run in front of the camera and just grab it and then show it if you can. Or hand it to me or whatever. That way I can still be talking. That way you don't... Pardon Joel's step over. Oh, he's ducking. He doesn't have a beta back like some people. He exercises during the week. That's my bad. Here's Jesse Lee Peterson and Lieutenant Colonel Alan West and a spiderweb. Very nice, huh? That's from around the time of the Tea Party things. I believe when he was serving in Congress. Thank you, Joel. Yeah, good guy. There's some decent so-called black conservatives who happen to be black out there. Alan West is one of them. He is pro-America. He's solid. And, you know, the liberal media, the liberals in general, hate him because he's just outspoken, says what's right, and he's very level-headed, and he says things quite strongly. That's my impression of him. I don't know him a lot, but I've liked him over the years of seeing him on TV and different things like that. And he's had a few solid interviews with Jesse Lee Peterson. So I'm glad that he's surviving. I bet you he knows a lot of soldiers who may have fallen because he was a lieutenant colonel in the military. So I am going to be getting to your calls. Appreciate you guys. 888-775-3773. And the stream should be fine. If not, press 2. But I'm just going to go with it. It's fine. So before I get to you callers, hang tight because I am going to get to you. A lot of you guys have been on hold a while. But I watched the whole Joe Biden interview. Joe Biden is a disgusting Democrat. He's been a Democrat forever. It's embarrassing. And he's white. And he's so-called Catholic. I know that there are a lot of Catholics who are not liberals. So right on to you guys. You guys are like a lot of America First type people are Catholics. So that's cool. But this guy's, I think he's a Catholic, right? So he talked to this guy, Charlamagne the God. Charlamagne, real name Lenard Larry McKelvey, per Wikipedia. Did you know that? I don't think he knew that. I'm sure you're familiar with Charlamagne the God? Yeah. Most people who are either black or remotely into like hip hop type stuff, or who've been following politics for, you know, whatever, mainstream media politics type, especially. Because, okay, this was for the radio show The Breakfast Club, based in New York City. That's where Hillary was. She was on The Breakfast Club when she said that she carries hot sauce in her bag. Remember that? I don't know, you guys might, some of you, I'm sure, remember that. Charlamagne asked her if she was pandering. All right, so that was 4 years ago. Hopefully the stream has been still good. I just see a tweet. But anyways, the bunch of brainwashed, liberal, evil people, they're into the black thing because they're black. That's the only difference between them and these. They're like black establishment liberals, and then maybe not that establishment, but kind of establishment. And then Hillary and Biden are establishment Democrats, bunch of evil people, so-called challenging each other, right? So interesting side note. Do I want to get to this? Yeah. Let me read you a little bit about Charlamagne the God. Early life of Lenard, Lenard, no O. Lenard Larry McKelvey. According to Wikipedia, McKelvey, this is Charlamagne the God. He was, Google a picture of him, or just show that one where he's versus Joe Biden. He was born to Father Larry Thomas McKelvey. That's his father, Larry Thomas McKelvey, a Jehovah's Witness turned Muslim. Interesting. And the man's wife, an English teacher and Jehovah's Witness in 1978. So this man is 41 years old. Male is 41 years old. Grew up in South Carolina. As a teenager, McKelvey, that's this Charlamagne the God guy, began selling drugs and was arrested twice for possession of marijuana and cocaine with intent to distribute. After witnessing a shooting from the back seat of a car, which is a very vague story, McKelvey was arrested for a third time. His father refused to pay his bail money. Right on to the father. Jehovah's Witness turned Muslim. And McKelvey remained in jail for 41 days. Man. Eventually, he called his mother, who paid for his bail, and McKelvey was released. He later became second mic to radio host Wendy Williams. Interesting. She's a TV host. Sometimes very fun to watch, in my opinion. I kind of like Wendy Williams, but black TV host, right? Radio host too. He developed the stage name Charlamagne, taken from his pseudonym as a drug dealer. Charles was his pseudonym as a drug dealer. And then he also, plus King Charlamagne, who ruled much of Western Europe in the late 700s, early 800s, whom he read about at night school after he got out of jail. He added the God, T-H-A, God, because it sounded cool. So that's Charlamagne the God. And he's like, has a reputation for like tough interviews, confrontational a little bit, especially with rappers. But he's gotten to interview Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden and a bunch of dumb liberals, right? So here are Joe Biden and Charlamagne's dumb priorities, which do not include black-on-black crime. I listened to the whole 18-minute interview. No mention of black-on-black crime, right? No mention of black crime, period. Just mention of them being in jail for crimes. And black-on-black crime, period, went up. Black-on-white crime, of course, as well, I'm sure. Went up under Obama, Biden. So blacks being killed, that went up by 25% and they claim, oh, crime went down under most of the Obama administration because crime has been going down since the crack epidemic in the early 90s, right? Thanks to tough policing. But now we have Obama, a liberal, soft on crime, coward, well, hater of black people. He hates black people, right? Barack Obama. He's a phony. And crime went up because he was letting prisoners out of jail, out of prisons. He encouraged that. Other states, liberal states, California, let prisoners out of prisons, early release. There was this dumb judge who ordered, oh, we're overpopulated in California jails and prisons, so we need to let people out of prisons. And then crime went up. Well, also, Obama and Biden kissed up to Black Lives Matter, which is the fake idea that whites and police don't value black lives. No, it's blacks who don't value black lives. They throw their lives away, as we saw seemingly with Ahmaud Arbery. He was just reckless with his life. What a mess. And so they were kissing up to the Black Lives Matter and the hatred of police. Obama and Biden were and are. And so crime went up. Police were prosecuted, and white Hispanics, George Zimmerman, were prosecuted, accused of murder and all kinds of mess with no evidence. And of course, sometimes they got off, and blacks rioted. And blacks killed cops, ambushed cops, but no mention of this, no concern about this whatsoever that I've known of. Oh, no word on abortion between Charlamagne and Joe Biden. Come on, man. Get a life. Get a life. I'm imitating Joe Biden. He's funny. He's pretty entertaining. And he's shameless. That's why he's a successful politician. Kind of reminds me of Al Sharpton in New York City. And I bring up abortions in New York City. This is where Charlamagne supposedly lives and works, right? He works in this radio show, The Breakfast Club, New York City based, right? More black babies were killed than born in multiple years, I think, in New York City. Abortion out of control in New York City. Has Charlamagne ever commented on that? I don't know. Has he? You tell me. I don't know. I don't really keep up with him because he's not really that interesting to me. No mention of blacks hating and blaming and attacking whites like crazy. They are. And Asians and Jews and handicapped people and old people and young people. What a mess. Because but Joe Biden and Charlamagne both hate and smear white people. And of course, by extension, they hate blacks. Because that's the worst thing for blacks, to encourage them to hate whites. So they want to let criminals out of jail. In short, right? This was all about letting criminals out of jail or not putting them in jail in the first place. Complaining about the crime bills in the 1990s or maybe earlier too, 80s even. Joe Biden claimed that he wasn't for this 3 strikes law. That's where if you commit 3 felonies, you get a life sentence, especially if one or more of them are serious felonies. You get a life sentence, 25 years to life or something. California has this too, or did. And so Joe Biden is not for enforcing the drug stuff. And drugs kill. But he's kissing up to the weed thing. By the way, Joe Biden was not for, he was for decriminalizing marijuana, but not for legalizing it or something like that. And Charlamagne at one point asked, what's the difference? And Joe Biden makes the point, well, we want to look at the studies on how this affects, especially young people, the development of their brains. Because studies show, supposedly, that it messes with their brains, especially if you're smoking weed or marijuana at a young age. It messes with your brain. And Charlamagne's all, well, we have hundreds of studies from people who's been smoking weed for a long time, just dismissing it. But they've been smoking weed and they're idiots, Democrats. I mean, most of them. And then some of them are Republicans, but they don't realize how much it's affecting their minds. They just want to enjoy the self-indulgence of the weed. Charlamagne was about to rattle off the mess that he wants, quote unquote, for my community. He was about to name off a bunch of dumb things, no doubt, right? I don't know. Before Joe Biden interrupted him with his line, and I have this line. If you have a problem figuring out if you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. And of course, the idiot Charlamagne dismissively claimed without evidence that Trump is not as stable. Nothing stable about Trump. He said that earlier in the interview. Listen to this clip about, this is at the tail end. And also notice Joe Biden's, I don't know if this is a woman or just an effeminate male who's running his interviews, interrupts and says, all right, that's all the time we have. Listen to this, part B.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see.
Take a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights 25 years. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP has endorsed me every time I've run.
That's not good.
I mean, come on. Take a look at the record.
All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Anyway, thanks. I will come back.
All right.
I look forward to seeing you in person.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay, pal. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it, Charlamagne.
Who said that? Was that a male or a female jumping into that? Okay, thank you so much. Sounded either gay or female or something. It's fake though, fake person. Well, that's what they're attracted to, other fake people like Obama. Then you have kiss up conservatives. So he said, you ain't black. Well, that's true, black on the inside. If you're confused about whether to vote for Trump or Biden, or if you're going to go for Biden, then you're black on the inside. Oh, interesting. Nick, Jesse Lee Peterson's producer, found a tweet from Charlamagne the God. See that God? That says, I think this abortion ban is all about old Caucasian colonizers maintaining political power and self-preservation. But don't listen to me. I wear... Huh? I'm not sure what he's saying. I don't even know if I want to read the rest of it. But anyways, that's a tweet. Only tweet of his containing the word abortion. Shout out to Spoiler Alert for finding that. Slides are slippers. Okay. So anyways, yeah, that's what he thinks about abortion, apparently. Thank you to Spoiler Alert for finding that. Yeah, I don't think he cares about abortion. I think he's a liberal. He's in the mainstream media. All black everything, the black experience, black excellent, black business, black president, black love. What a mess. Jerald zoomed in on a little patch that he had on his denim jacket or something. So, I mean, I agree with Joe Biden. If you have a problem figuring out if you're for me or Trump, oh no, I disagree. Then you ain't black, because if you have a problem figuring out if you're for Biden or Trump, then your soul is still dark. You're still blind. So you still are black. Joe's wrong. Wrong. By the way, you have these kiss-up so-called conservatives who are, including this brazen homosexual who won't come on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, Brad Palumbo. He's a Jesse hater. Tweeting about Charlamagne being he's a tough interviewer and he's better than MSNBC, etc., which is like a low bar, right? Even this guy, Red Steez, whom I generally somewhat respect, right? Stephen L. Miller, not to be confused with Trump's Stephen Miller, the Jewish guy who seems to be a nice immigration hardliner. This guy, Red Steez, Stephen L. Miller, he's a commentator. He tweeted, Charlamagne remains one of the best interviewers in media. These guys walk into what they think is a friendly interview on some rap radio morning show, and the next thing is you're kind of the original Rachel Dolezal then, right? Dumb. I don't like this kissing up to this guy. Yeah, he's mildly interesting because he does confront people, but beyond that, he's empty. Empty person. You heard what he said about abortion. Oh, it's the colonizers trying to preserve. What does that even mean? Trying to preserve self-preservation, maintaining political power. Why? Because we want fewer blacks killed, and of course we don't want whites killed or contracepted, because Obama was pushing contraception, pay free contraception. That's his Obamacare. And thank God for Representative Steve King, the guy from Iowa who got called out for so-called being a white nationalist. He said, we need Western civilization preserved. We need people to be having babies, not having babies. So that's Obama kissing up to self-indulgence without responsibility. No babies. What a mess. So that's that. Lame. Let me get to some calls, and then I want to get to this Jeff Sessions versus Donald Trump versus Ann Coulter's involved. Cernovich is involved. And there's this guy running for office named Tommy Tuberville. I think of it as Tuberville, but he pronounced it Tuberville. And I have a commercial that he shared on social media. But hang tight on that. Let me know if you guys know anything about this race. And what's up with Roy Moore, Judge Roy Moore? A few years ago, Judge Roy Moore had this hit piece against him by the Washington Compost, and he got hit, and I don't know if he was not ready for it or what, but it knocked him out. And Doug Jones, this Democrat Doug Jones, black females, oh my gosh, black females voted for him, this Democrat Doug Jones, at a rate of 98% in Alabama back in 2017, before I get to calls. That was another thing that this dumb Charlamagne guy, real name, I forget what it was already. Real name, Lenard Larry McKelvey. He was kissing up to the black females. Typical. I mean, I guess you have to if you're going to be in the mainstream media, which he is. He's Joe Biden, you owe a lot to the black community who saved your political life because they voted for you because they're such suckers, not out of the goodness of their heart, right? And black women especially stood by you because black women are even more liberal than the black men, even more socialist, commie, anti-white, full of hate. That's the black women voting for people like Obama and Doug Jones. Well, Joe Biden is, of course, saying, oh, I have multiple black women that I'm considering for my vice president pick. And he's not even yet the nominee, by the way, FYI. So that's another disgusting point on both of those guys. Charlamagne the God, his views are not to be respected. He may be, he's a person. You can respect him as a human being, but he's a sucker. Just very typical. And it's a shame to see kiss-up conservatives kissing up to people like that. Ridiculous. Turtle Broman says, Tuberville is a leader of men, ally for Trump. I don't know. There's a lot of America First guys that are not for this guy. They say he was for amnesty. I'll read some of the stuff that's said. But Trump is supporting him. So that's something to consider. I know Trump has picked a lot of people that we don't like over, John Bolton. I was mildly a fan until I learned about what these establishment conservatives are about. So I don't know. It's hard to tell. Lin Yen Chin says, he tweeted, he gave me a super chat early in the morning, and then I will get to calls. Hang tight, okay? Hang tight. Lin Yen Chin says, son, Daddy, who that black man on the statue? Jamaican dad says, welcome to Bamrock. Out in the streets, they call it Bama or Bay May. I don't know. But I appreciate it, Lin Yen Chin. It sounds funny. You was up early. Jib Jab says, wait for it. Hot Computer Smell says, good morning, Hake. Good morning. Appreciate you, Hot Computer Smell. Dmitriov says, thanks and have a blessed Memorial Day weekend. Yeah. King Alpha, we are live, by the way, tomorrow. We are having the show, and we are having church online only. Church with Jesse Lee Peterson, online only, okay? Today. Sunday check-in, says King Alpha Nerd. Charlamagne is a fraud. He's had beef with other popular radio hosts and accused of giving women, I don't know what this means, but Spanish fly and sexual assault. I'm not into the accusation stuff, man, but I didn't know that he used to work with Wendy Williams. Anyways, Jib Jab says, shout out from Twitch. Nice. Appreciate that. Okay, guys. And I will be opening the treasure chest on D Live. Let me get to my second favorite caller. He's been on hold all this time. Earl out of Michigan. Earl, what's up? Thank you for holding.
Hello, Hake.
Hello. Earl?
Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan.
Silly.
How's your day been?
I'm doing fine. Democrat? Because Democrat is a hate group akin to the KKK.
I may have to come back with something. But,
yeah. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Right on.
I'd like to, not give my condolences because he's not dead, but I feel sorry for Mr. West.
Right on.
West,
yeah.
And his family, because I don't wish ill on nobody, no matter what the political view is.
Right on, Earl. Appreciate that.
That's just what I do. I debate. I may differ, but even though you call it hate, I'm just giving a different opinion, and I can do it without hate. It might come off to other folks who don't like it. They give anything they don't like as hate, but that's their opinion.
Do you think I hate blacks?
Huh?
Do you think I hate blacks?
I don't think you hate it, but I don't think you respect them.
I don't. That's true.
Yeah.
But do you think Charlamagne respects blacks when he refuses to cover black violent crime that hurts blacks the most?
Yeah.
You think he respects blacks?
Yeah, he respects it because
he loves abortion too.
Yeah, see the thing about it, he's covered and interviewed a lot of people, and he has covered the crime in Chicago when others brought it up.
Well, he should be bringing it up to the prospective president. Of course, he well knows that Joe Biden is not going to be president. So I guess he knows it's a waste of time interview.
That's here, not there.
Yeah,
that's just your opinion. We'll see in the end, so we don't have to go there. But
all right.
He had a short period of time. He couldn't get every question known. He asked Joe Biden back.
Right.
Specifically because he had more questions for him. So just because he didn't get to that question or another
You really
question,
think that was on his list of questions?
I don't know what is in it. That'd be speculation.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's nothing wrong to speculate. I don't know. He's asked other people about uncomfortable topics and so forth. But I want to ask you another question.
All right.
Wasn't there older Alan West, a black Republican? I think he ran for president one time. He always, defended the. I think he's part of the Tea Party, part of the.
You talk about Alan West, right?
I think it's. I'm not sure if his last name was West.
Lieutenant Colonel Alan West. I don't think that he ran for president, though.
No, not him. I'm talking about an older one that had about the same name, Alan.
Oh, Alan Keyes.
West.
Is it Alan Keyes?
Something. Yeah,
Keyes.
Alan Keyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. I kind of thought his name was West too, but it was Keyes.
Right.
But I want to touch on. I could get into all your other nonsense, but that's just your white wing rhetoric. I expect that from you. You're one-sided, looking at things
The
from
truth-sided.
a white perspective.
It's from a truth perspective.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, it is.
That's a cowardly way of trying to defend your argument.
No, it's the truth. It's the plain truth.
Let the facts prove the truth. Don't know how the truth. Just because you don't want anybody to question.
You don't learn about you wouldn't recognize truth because you're a Democrat.
That's what folks do when they don't. That's the argument when they debating, when they can't substantiate what they say, and they say it's truth.
I know, but you don't believe in truth. You don't really believe in
It
truth.
automatically means what you say must be a lie, or I say what came from God. So what you said must be wrong. That's just an artificial use of sophistry to boast your argument. Let's get away from that crap. I know the game.
You're just hollering nonsense now.
But is Joel there in the studio?
He is. Why do you ask?
Remember Thursday when he was talking about how it was kind of ridiculous that blacks were arguing that the chase with Marbury, he was hunting them down and so forth. Well, it turns out that's basically what they were doing.
Of course, because they were trying to stop him. They were trying to stop a criminal.
And I think you had
They were trying to Earl. They were trying to stop a criminal suspect.
Well, you can get on the criminal crap. They didn't see.
That's what he is, or was.
No.
Yes.
The best, like I told you, the worst offense they could have said he was doing was trespassing.
No, you're just repeating the dumb line from Lee Merritt. The worst offense that he did was allegedly assault a white man who was holding a gun. That's the worst offense that he did. That's what got him killed.
No. If you trap him everywhere he goes, he has a right to.
He has a right to commit assault.
To go on his merry way. He didn't have a right.
Did he have a right? Did he have a right to commit assault on the white man who was holding a gun? Yes.
Yeah.
Typical black. Typical black defending breaking the law to the point of getting the guy killed. So you don't care about Ahmaud Arbery. You're glad that he's dead. You're glad that he's dead, so you can complain about white people.
You can go in that soliloquy all you want.
Because it's the truth.
They were trying to hunt him down.
No, they were not trying to hunt him down. Hunt him down means kill him. They could have killed him long before that if they really wanted him dead. They were trying to trap him. They were trying to citizens arrest him. Huh?
When he doubles back and goes the other way, and they try to stop him that way, and then he goes back and turns around and goes the other way, and they stop trying to go that way.
Complain all you want. Complain all you want. It was. Hey, complain all you want, Earl. It was a citizen's arrest. And maybe it was not a valid one. I don't know. But it was an attempt at a citizen's arrest. What are you supposed to do, Earl? You're supposed to just let the criminal get away?
And it wasn't a criminal.
Yes, he was.
You're not the cops.
I don't have to be the cops to know that he was a criminal.
You don't chase people down with a gun.
So what?
Who in the hell said you just because you go into a open house
That's not all he did.
under construction,
And he
that you
didn't
can
just do
legally
that once.
take
He
the
did it
person
multiple
down
times.
with armed weapons and demand answers.
Armed weapons
hell you
is
think you are?
irrelevant, Earl. Armed with weapons is irrelevant because
Yes,
you have a right to it.
wasn't. No,
Yes,
he
you do
didn't
have
a
the right to carry weapons.
to stop him, and
Hey.
in fact, what?
You're being lame.
I was just trying to deflect.
No, it's the truth. Because three guys trying to prevent crimes in their community, maybe they went.
crime.
Hold on, Earl. They maybe went overboard. I don't know, but Ahmaud's
They did
actions
go
got him
overboard.
killed.
They
Ahmaud's
did go overboard.
maybe
They
so.
wouldn't be
You don't know
arrested.
that. You're not
There
the
wouldn't be
cops.
probable cause,
You're not the cops, Earl.
for their arrest if they didn't go
Earl.
overboard.
Earl.
So you can defend
Earl.
them all you.
I put him on hold. Earl, you're on hold, so nobody's hearing you, okay? You're not the cops. You can't decide that they did go overboard. You don't know that. It appeared that Ahmaud attacked the guy with a gun, and you said, yes, he has the right to assault the guy with the gun, just because they're stopping him. That's all they're doing is stopping him. Maybe they went too far. Maybe. I don't know.
You got Hillbilly Bob coming.
Yeah, exactly. You hate white people. You do hate white people.
Hillbilly Bob with a shotgun, and you don't know him from Adam.
I don't.
And you running for your life. You know, 3 people trying
Please.
to trap you, and all you supposed to think is all they want to do is talk.
Surrender.
Yeah, be for real.
I am being for real. He got himself killed. And you don't, and you enjoy that part.
Let the man go.
No, why should they let him go? He's a
He
criminal
had no
suspect.
weapons. He had nothing.
They don't know
They
that
had no
either. They
reason to
did not
stop
know
him.
that at the time.
That's why they're under arrest and charged with felony murder.
No, they're under arrest and
grip.
charged with murder because of scum like you that are suckers
No.
hating white people.
No.
Yes,
That's
yes.
your white defense.
No.
That's your defense.
No,
that
that's
you
no
have
because you're
nothing
a sucker,
illegal.
Earl. And you don't
These
care
are-
about Ahmaud because you endorse what he did, which got him killed.
These were the man.
I
was
gotta go,
running
Earl.
for his
You're
life.
late.
He had done nothing to.
You don't know that.
Be chased for.
You don't
by
know that,
somebody
Earl.
Who wasn't the police.
You don't know that.
And learn that. Learn
Earl,
that you don't rule.
Earl.
That people have rights.
No.
You can't infringe on their rights just because you want to know.
No,
You wanna
you're a
play
sucker, Earl.
police.
You're lame. I gotta go though.
That works for you. That maybe works. That argument probably works
All right,
for you because
Earl, I gotta
you
go.
don't have anything else to say.
I don't because
But,
you're a Democrat. You're not about the truth. You're a sucker.
How you go with that silly? Don't you get
Yeah, you're
tired
a
of that
Democrat. You
15
think that it's fine to have
sounding like a
abortions.
13-year-old
Abortions are
Democrat.
fine. You think that Democrat versus Republican is just
That's all you
politics.
gotta go
But
with
it's not about
your
it's about
political
right and wrong.
platform.
And you're a
Is
sucker.
that all you-
I had to put him on hold anyways. But I'm done. Earl, goodbye.
Yeah. Adios, amigos.
All right. Goodbye. Oh, he was about to say Hitler. I should have let him. Oh, man. Let me get to Aaron out of Silver Spring, Maryland, the first-time caller. What's up, Aaron?
Hi, yes. I'd like to pose a question to Earl and T. I was walking in the park yesterday.
Stay close to your phone.
Yes, I was walking in the park yesterday, enjoying the nice weather. And as I was walking, I saw several people littering. And invariably, it was always black people. I'm just wondering, is that a cultural thing with black people? Every time I see someone litter, throwing stuff out of their car or just littering anywhere, it's always black people. Can Earl and T answer that question? Is that like a cultural thing or what is that?
I'll try and remember that question for them. I know for sure. I mean, I grew up around Hispanics and they litter.
Yeah, I see them too, but
it's
I
basically a
would put in the
low-class
ranking.
culture that doesn't care about their community. I've
But
picked
I
up
see
more
them
litter than
all
I've
walks of
littered.
life.
What's
I
that?
see, like, it doesn't matter if they're middle class, rich, poor. I always see them litter.
Yeah, it's quite common. They don't have concern for, I guess, the community that they live in. or that they visit. They don't have common decency. Yeah. Appreciate that, Aaron.
All
I
right.
will remember that. Take care.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Let me get to Gerald out of Texas. Gerald, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, Hake?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
No man is good.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yep.
I'm doing well.
Good.
But but Charlamagne the God, he was on that show, The Breakfast Club, and I used to watch that. You know, I watched it from time to time until like about 3-4 months ago. He started bringing out a bust every time the guests would come on, right?
A bust?
He had a bust made of his butt cheeks
Oh, geez.
with his butt crack and everything. And the guests would come on, and he would bring that bust out and set it right in front of him. And it's supposed to be a butt cheek, a cast of his own butt.
Wow.
And I thought that was so gay.
Yeah.
And so I stopped watching. I stopped watching after that.
That's kind of understandable. That's pretty disgusting. So what was his point? He was trying to make them kiss his butt or what?
No, he just, just look at my nice butt,
Wow.
Then like one of the guys.
And
came on
he is
was
41 years old.
Right.
Wow.
And
What a
so
mess.
He's into somebody, so he's forward in his agenda. And when I saw him start doing that, I'm like, I know he's somehow going to end up being connected to the LGBTQ, because why is he bringing out a bust of his butt cheek?
Right. Yeah.
So I stopped watching the show after that.
I had never heard that.
When he gets off the show, then maybe I'll start back watching it or listening to it. But I don't want to have anything to do with it after that.
Yeah.
And then like another thing, so I think you and Jesse should try to get him on also and talk to him.
I know that one of the producers has been in talks with his people. So maybe.
Yeah, because that would be awesome, man. That would be an awesome Fallen State show or something.
Yeah, but he needs to leave his butt at home. If that's true, if what you're saying is true.
I'm like, if I was a rapper, rappers and comedians come on and he puts the bust in front of him and tries to make them look at it, and they're trying to turn like, oh man, come on, get this off the table or whatever. And he's like, no, man, look at it. Ain't that nice? Come on, man.
Yeah. Maybe they weren't wrong. I heard Rolling Stone, which is a far left, nasty, anti-male outlet. They called him the Howard Stern of hip hop radio or something like that. And I guess that's true. Howard Stern's pretty vulgar too.
I guess that's what he's shooting for now. He wants to be the Black Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Hip hop Howard Stern.
What a shame.
That's disgusting. I didn't listen to Howard Stern because of that too. Howard Stern was entertaining, but I just never listened to him on a regular basis either because of all the, I don't want to hear about all that other stuff.
Right.
So
yeah, normally I wouldn't be for like dropping listening to these guys just because of a disagreement, but when he does something nasty like that, if
that's what it takes,
yeah,
that's what does it for me, man. But and then also the reason Joe Biden could say what he said is that's what all Democrats think.
Yeah,
and it just shows black people what they think about them, and that they're being told to their face that you ain't got nowhere else to go because you won't vote for nobody else.
And the blacks are so dumb; they think the same way.
Right.
Yeah.
They're telling. He told them to his face that you guys aren't going to vote for anything, and vote for anybody else because you're not going to vote for anything good because we're doing evil and we're giving you whatever you think you're going to get, which is going to end up being nothing after you vote for us.
Very true.
So that's usually what happens. He just like you said, you pointed out, he doesn't. He's trying to see. He said he was something about he was trying to see what he could get for black people.
Yeah, for my community, so called.
But yeah, like you say, he's not concerned about abortion. He's not concerned about black-on-black crime.
Yeah.
What do you want?
The actual stuff
They're giving
that's
you guys
affecting blacks.
everything they give y'all, the things that they give you only because of what you want and because of what you ask for. And then when they give it to you, it only makes black people worse.
Yeah,
it doesn't help.
I appreciate it, Gerald. Thank you, man.
All right. Hey, appreciate that, man. Just wanted to give you that little bit of info about Charlamagne, the butt bust God.
Yeah, disgusting. Thanks, man. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Let's see. Joe says Trump haters and Trump liars all have the same father, and he's not our father. Interesting. Here's a little something for the show, Hake, says Adam Davidson. Thank you. Chris Hawk says, what's wrong with the blacks? That's a reference to Joel Friday's rap. And Chris Hawk says, 237 shot, 44 killed in Chicago in May 2020. Zero outrage. Yeah, and Chicago's not the only place that this type of stuff is happening. You know, I was arguing with this dumb, presumably black rhino on Twitter about blacks don't care about black on black crime. Because he was saying oh, conservative Inc. And I guess that's a reference to Brandon Tatum and some others. Are trying to put out the myth that blacks don't care about black on black crime. And I'm like, they don't, neither do you. This guy who's like, he's taking the side of Ahmaud Arbery and calling anybody who's showing how Ahmaud Arbery actually was in the years leading up to his death, the way that he acted, the erratic, reckless, almost with a death wish, meaning he didn't care and wanted to die type of behavior, which is so all too common in the black community when you see these guys getting themselves killed, these black guys and sometimes gals getting themselves killed. He's pretending that that blacks don't care about he's saying that blacks care about black on black crime. Yeah, they care, but they care in a way that's not going to do anything. It's kind of like, oh, I care about I care about being fit, but I don't exercise. It's like that. I care about this or that. Like the black engineers care about my dropping all the time, but I still drop, right? It's a care they care hard, but they don't care smart, right? Like working hard, but not smart. They don't care effectively because they focus on the wrong stuff. They don't focus on the nasty, horrible family situation, the anger of the black women that Jesse Lee Peterson points out. And then they trash Jesse Lee Peterson. This guy is a Jesse hater that I was calling out. His name is Jeff Charles. He writes in this rhino outlet, I think of it as a rhino outlet, called Red State. And they don't care in a sense that they are actually affecting it. But he made this dumb statement. He said, how come you don't think that they care? I said, because it hasn't gotten better. And he says, well, if you look at Los Angeles, Baltimore, I don't know, maybe New York or something. He named 3 cities, claiming that crime has gone down in them. Well, that's really a farce of an argument because blacks have been moving out of LA back to the South because of the illegals here. And the population of Baltimore is like maybe even at an all-time low or a decades low, meaning the population is so far down, either because they're getting killed or they're moving out of Baltimore because it's so bad in Baltimore. So to say that crime has gone down in LA and Baltimore doesn't mean that blacks have dealt with the crime. No, they haven't. The police have a little bit, maybe, but the blacks have not. They haven't gotten better. Their hatred of white people hasn't improved at all. Their hatred is maybe at the all-time worst nowadays. Well, thanks to Obama, too. He was encouraging it. But it's a mess. So anyways, let me read this stuff real fast, and I'm going to be opening the treasure chest on D Live. Pyrus777 says, rest in peace, Ravi Zacharias. Didn't realize that he died. Yeah, he's a Christian guy, was a Christian guy. Ravi Zacharias. I don't know much about him, but Pyrus777 is giving a lot of diamonds. Appreciate that, Pyrus777. And he says Tuberville, and I'm going to get to him, is AIDS. AIDS. Whoa, that's a strong statement, Pyrus777. And gave several diamonds and also said Tuberville sucks on immigration. Sorry, I even said that cool. I shouldn't have said it cool. I should have said just stinks on immigration. Because I said it in a way that makes kids want to repeat. Zedekiel. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but he says, gave a diamond, says LOL. Ludwig von Neon says, what would Earl do to stop crime? Yeah. He would just let him go. I don't know. Maybe those guys were wrong, right? But it appeared that Ahmaud was wrong as well. And Ahmaud's actions are what got him killed. You don't act erratic in front of... What do you expect when you attack the white guy with the gun? Real Greg James Beam gave a diamond and says, love the show, great work. Appreciate that. Opening up the treasure chest on D Live, guys. Let me get over there. In the meantime, Adam Davidson says, Hake, who's worse, The Breakfast Club or The View? They're both evil. I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe The View's worse because they're women, and at least there's a semblance of sanity because there's two males in The Breakfast Club. One of them is Charlamagne, though, and the other one seems not to talk much, or at least say anything real much. Wilfred P. says, please stop helping us, and he's giving a tip, right? Please stop helping us. How liberals make it harder for blacks to succeed. Book by Jason L. Riley. I've heard that that's a good book. Jimmy Morgan. Oh, shoot. Says, thanks for staying in the fight for good against evil. Yeah. Okay, hang tight, callers. I'm going to try to get to you. But real quick, I'm opening the treasure chest now. Real quick, let me read this. Real Donald Trump tweeted 3 years ago, after Jeff Sessions recused himself, the fraudulent Mueller scam began. Alabama, do not trust, he's telling Alabama, do not trust Jeff Sessions. This is what Trump tweeted. He let our country down. That's why I endorsed Coach Tommy Tuberville, the true supporter of our MAGA agenda. And he linked to Tommy Tuberville's donation. Listen to this real quick clip 2, Joel. I want to show you guys this Tommy Tuberville ad. And I'm not endorsing this guy. I don't know him, but this is his ad.
President Trump said D.C. insider Jeff Sessions was a total disaster and an embarrassment to Alabama.
If you could have one do-over as president, what would it be?
I would not have appointed Jeff Sessions to be Attorney General.
Jeff Sessions quit on the president, and he failed Alabama. I'll always have President Trump's back. We'll drain the swamp, build a wall, no amnesty ever. I'm Tommy Tuberville, and I approve this message because I'm ready to win for Alabama.
And so I don't know if I trust this guy. Some of you guys say that he's bad on immigration. And so I don't know. But maybe he's had a change of heart. People do that, right? Ann Coulter tweeted, Sessions had to recuse himself. She's defending Jeff Sessions. You blithering idiot. She said that to Trump. What the heck? You did not have to go on Lester Holt's show and announce that you fired Comey over the Russian investigation. That's what got you a special prosecutor. That's Ann Coulter, who's a friend of Jesse Lee Peterson's and a tough on immigration lady, generally pro-Trump, but she's sometimes gets kind of catty? I don't know what you would call that. So Jeff Sessions' campaign tweeted, his campaign account tweeted, at Jeff Sessions, right? He said, he or they or whatever, speaking for Jeff Sessions, said, I will never apologize. He tweeted multiple tweets, and Joel's showing you the last one, the most relevant one maybe. But he said, what did he say? I will never apologize for following the law and serving faithfully and with honor, blah, blah, blah. Neither of us knew the phony investigation into our campaign until after I was sworn in. As you will recall, I recommended firing Comey from the very beginning, so he says. You and I fight for the same agenda, he says. Tuberville is so weak he won't debate me and too weak for Alabama. Alabama will vote for you this fall, but Alabama will not take orders from Washington on who to send to the Senate. At Real Donald Trump. That was Jeff Sessions. He also tweeted, Real Donald Trump, Mr. President, Alabama can and does trust me, as do conservatives across the country. I don't know. I don't trust Jeff Sessions anymore because he's been in office I don't know how long, and he was not effective. So it makes me leery about him. I don't know if I should trust him. Is he another like a Trey Gowdy? I don't know. But he says, perhaps you've forgotten. They trusted me when I stepped out and put that trust on the line for you. Please. We trusted Trump way before Jeff Sessions endorsed him, right? Please. So Trump tweeted, Jeff, you had your chance and you blew it. Recused yourself on day one. You never told me of a problem. And ran for the hills. You had no courage and ruined many lives. The dirty cops and others got caught and by better and stronger people than you. That's Trump tweeting. Hopefully this slime will pay a big price. You should drop out of the race and pray that super liberal Doug Jones, a weak and pathetic puppet for crazy Nancy Pelosi, and cry and Chuck Schumer, gets beaten badly. He voted for impeachment based on 0. Disgraced Alabama. Coach Tuberville will be a great senator, so says Trump. Mike Cernovich tweeted, yes, Jeff Sessions failed bigly, but Tubby Tommy is pro-China. He said you can't blame China for the coronavirus. Tubby Tommy also supported amnesty until he needed to lie about it in order to beat Sleepy Jeff Sessions. Bad choice for Alabama. Gosh, I don't know what's going on. And Sessions tweeted, look, at Trump, look, I know your anger, but recusal was required by law. I don't know if I buy that. Look at Obama. He said, I can't give DACA. I would get impeached. I would violate the Constitution. But what did he do? He gave us DACA, meaning deferred action for so-called childhood arrivals, illegals. And to this day, we can't get rid of DACA. The judges are backing it up, and Trump is pretending like he supports it, but I don't think he does. But, so he's being a mess. I don't know what the truth is. I'm sorry, DJ out of Colorado. Can you call me tomorrow on Monday? Tomorrow for Memorial Day? Call me back. I do want to talk about reality and Ahmaud Arbery with you. Guys, Church with Jesse Lee Peterson at 11 in 1 hour, guys. Rebuildingtheman.com/church. Make sure you're subscribed to Bond Rebuilding the Man YouTube channel and appreciate that. And Mari Ubaldo says, hola, James. Have a happy and safe Memorial Day, sir. Stay blessed. Right on. Appreciate that, guys. To you as well. And we'll see you in church.